Rebecca and I are done for the year and we're going home for Christmas. For some reason, in this video, we both currently live in Motorpoint store down in Portsmouth, and unluckily for us, we're at the one in Glasgow at 8 in the morning in the freezing cold. The store's not even open yet, and nor Rebecca's eyes. She still looks annoyingly glamorous though.
Thank you very much, Tim.
You're welcome.
That's right. Today we are both driving 438 miles straight from Glasgow all the way down to the south coast in an electric and internal combustion car to see which one actually gets there first and to see whose journey is cheapest. I'm taking an EV, and not just any EV. This is the facelifted Porsche Taycan with the big battery. So on paper, it has a range of 420 miles. A couple of quick charges and a few snack stops, boom.
I'm being the sensible dad, and I've got a big diesel SUV, the BMW X7. I've got a tank range of 700 miles, so I won't need to stop for fuel at all. I'll just need to stop to, appease my weak old man bladder. So it's going to be more prostate run than cannonball run, I think.
Now, this isn't a race. This is just a real world look at the differences and time and cost that it takes to do that one big annual drive that so many people claim is the reason they don't own an EV.
And there are some rules for this road trip. No outrageous speeding. We're starting with full tanks, and there's not going to be any TV magic. This is real. We're going to run it like Jack Bauer used to in real time. I know that reference dates me. And no raw dogging it either. We're not going to starve ourselves. We're going to stop for food, stop for drinks, stop for loo breaks, as and when we normally would. And no catheter bags either. That's cheating. Are you ready?
Okay, ready, get set, go.
That's keen. That is keen.
Hang on, I need a cameraman.
She hasn't got a cameraman.
I need a cameraman. Search the area along the route, charger, add as stopover, because that's a waypoint.
There we go, 36% battery.
Oh, thank you, you're so kind. 8:50, we're leaving Motorpoint Glasgow. Bye Motorpoint Glasgow.
She's going down. She might be in front for now, but she won't be in 7 hours.
I think we're going left. Yeah, there's space for just me.
It would be quite fun if we both went the wrong way out of the store.
Don't leave enough space for empty.
Tim did it anyway. Oh my goodness.
Right, I'll be honest, Rebecca isn't going to win this race. I think even Rebecca knows she is not going to win this race. She's going to have to charge that Porsche probably twice, just a little bit. Now, if she can be efficient and tie that in with her eating, with her urination, she might stand a chance. I've got water, I've got Kendal mint cake, I've got some Scottish shortbread. I'm going to power through. So long as cameraman Ollie, so long as he doesn't need a wee as much as I do, I think we're going to win this. I reckon we're going to get there about 20 minutes ahead of that Porsche. Now, annoyingly, that Porsche is quite efficient for an EV. I know that doesn't drop off a cliff in terms of efficiency when you go over 70 miles an hour by a little bit. It's going to be okay. It's a good car for this trip, but not as good as my X7. As I said, I've got 680 miles of range at the moment on a full tank. I'm going to get about 40 mpg. It is 200 kilos more than the Taycan. This is about 2.5 tons, but I've got 350 odd horsepower, 6-cylinder diesel, loads of torque, really low revs when you're cruising. I've got massage seats. I've got a wicked Harman Kardon sound system. I have to say that the right way around for most point video. I always get it wrong. But we're going to have some tunes on. I'm going to teach cameraman Ollie some important things about the music of Avril Lavigne and also probably Robert Mugabe. I just want to get on the motorway now and blast my way down to Portsmouth.
Okay, so that Le Mans dash to the car was a bit of a joke and a bit of a dramatic effect. Tim is absolutely right. We are going to need to stop to recharge, but we won't stop for long. That's because we've got a really big battery, and it's called the Performance Battery Plus as an option, and it has 97 kilowatt hours capacity. When it reads 100%, it actually has 97 kilowatt hours available to you, but a real capacity of 107 kilowatt hours. And that's because all EVs keep a little bit in reserve to give you a bit of battery longevity. This car has two secret weapons tucked up its sleeve. The first one is that it has a 2-speed gearbox. Most EVs just have one. This having 2 means that you get really great efficiency at motorway speeds. Second one is that it is capable of receiving a charge at 320 kilowatts, which means you can go from 10% to 80% battery capacity in just 18 minutes. That's if we can find a charger that's able to deliver that.
Status update, we've been going about 5 or 10 minutes and I'm already in the lead. As we got on the motorway out of Glasgow, Rebecca Jackson, I don't know what she was doing, but she wasn't being a very racing driver. She's behind me in my diesely wake. Now, we have just said that we're going to do this without any TV magic. You might see some shots of the cars rolling along the motorway. We filmed those yesterday, so we don't have to stop at all today unnecessarily. There we go, I've undone the magic.
You're a fake and a fraud.
I realise electric cars are the right choice for lots of people, whereas they aren't for people like me who can't charge at home. But Rebecca's got secret weapons sitting in the back of her Porsche Taycan, and that is Matthew Rigby, who's an EV expert, so he's going to be helping her plan the journey. I've just got Google Maps set to Portsmouth. That's as simple as my day is. I love it.
1 hour later.
We've been going for about an hour. We're averaging about 32 miles per gallon. It is 0 degrees, so it's not a great day to be driving an EV, even though the facelift Taycan that Rebecca's in does have a standard fit heat pump, but it doesn't have Scottish shortbread with chocolate chunks in it. I'm prepared. I was a Cub Scout. I'm going to get cameraman Ollie to open that bag for me in a second and feed me. Having another man put a chocolatey, sugary biscuit into your mouth while driving is somehow safer. See you in a minute.
Accept. Well, hello, Tim.
Rebecca Jackson.
How are you and where are you? I saw you speed off like that. I hope you're sticking to the speed limit, young man.
I am just going past Gretna Green. I've got 354 miles left till I get to Portsmouth. How are you doing?
We are just before Gretna Green, so you are slightly ahead of us at the moment. And it says that we will arrive in Portsmouth at 16:31, but we are, of course, intending to stop for food, toilets, maybe a little charge.
But it is cold, isn't it? How's your EV range looking? It's only just above freezing.
I know, my EV range at the moment is 185.
Well, I've got 540 miles, but done about 95 miles. I think I'm going to win. I reckon by half an hour. Do you keep carefully driving and managing your range? I'll sit here and burn some dinosaur juice.
Well, actually, I don't think I really need to manage the range too much, because you will need to stop to go to the toilet and you will need to stop to buy some more shortbread.
I will.
Enjoy your drive and speak to you in an hour.
She's so losing. She knows it. You can hear it in her voice, trembling, that her precious little chargers aren't going to be working. I'm not trying to turn this into an EV versus diesel video, am I? I hope she's okay.
Soon after.
We've been driving for about an hour and 40 minutes and we have decided to stop for our second breakfast. We've chosen tea-based services. There is a lovely farm shop there and we might even see Mr. Tim Rodie buying his shortbread. At the moment we have had a look at ZapMap and it says that the charger isn't working. Red is not a good sign. What about that one?
Park in that one. If you park in forwards, we'll see if we're going to be lucky.
In we go. Okay, the rules of the pit stops, rest stops, are that we don't stop for very long.
Rebecca, I'll service the car.
Exactly. Spinach, kale and lemon. I might arrive slightly after Tim, but I'm going to feel good tomorrow and refreshed, whereas he's going to have a sugar come down from all that shortbread he's been eating. Breakfast number 2. Consumed. Quick stop to the loo, also done and achieved. Charging, no. ZapMap was correct. But you know what? We've got 128 mile range and we know we're going to be stopping soon for lunch and cheaper chargers, because this isn't just a race against each other in terms of time, it is also a little bit of a race in terms of money and how much it costs. And the next service station that we're going to has cheaper charges.
Now, dear viewers, you might be wondering why we're doing an EV that's a saloon against a big brick-like SUV. And that's because this isn't a video about the cars, really. We've just picked 2 cars that are broadly similar in terms of price. And this X7 is not cheap. It's £92,000 for this 40D diesel version before options. And then this one after options is 100 grand. So it's almost exactly the same price as the Porsche Taycan that Rebecca's in. But this is more of a Range Rover. It's BMW 7-seat SUV. It's a proper land yacht and it's just so comfortable. I've got air suspension, which I can adjust through all of the different driving modes. I can raise and lower the car. I've got massage seats and I've got Alcantara up here. I have never driven an X7, but now I've done about 300-400 miles over the past couple of days prepping for the shoot. I really want one. It's got a massive boot in 5-seater mode and the rear seats are heated and electrically controlled. It's properly luxurious. I had a Bentley Bentayga last week and this is about 100 grand less than that before options. And I mean, yes, it does jiggle about a bit and doesn't quite settle because of that air suspension, but unless you're being properly nerdy, this makes you feel like king of the world, which is why I believe popular beat combo Storm ZY bought 8 identical ones for his entourage, because he's a cool dude and he knows what's what. And I'd say this interior does feel more luxurious than in the Porsche by quite a bit. And look, I can adjust the vents using my hands. I don't have to use a touchscreen to adjust the blooming vents, like Rebecca's currently having to do in her Porsche. I've got 290 miles to go, we're back in England, and I've got my gun sight set on Portsmouth. Not literally, the Germans did do that though. Let's just bomb it down to Portsmouth.
What did he say? Tim Rodie.
Accept call from Tim Rodie. Tim, how are you?
You had to charge yet?
Thinking about having a little charge, but that's only because
The charger wasn't working.
Oh no! We were trying to do a video without the cliche of a broken EV charger. Now you've ruined it and people are going to think we've made it up.
we've got 120-mile range, and if it gets a little bit dicey, we have something on our sat-nav that shows us in 24 minutes there are 10 out of 12 chargers available and working.
How is the BMW?
The BMW is majestic. It is purring along, admittedly only getting 33 miles per gallon today. I think the weather is not playing ball.
The cold is affecting you as well.
It is, but we've done 177 miles. We've got 270 left to go. Our ETA, 20 to 4.
Okay.
We haven't stopped though.
Don't you need the toilet by now, Tim?
In the next 50 minutes, I think I'm going to use the little voice room. And Ollie's going to need to go and have a coffee or one of his young person protein drinks. I've seen how he takes them and it's not using his mouth. Right, anyway.
Bye. Bye.
Judging by Rebecca's reaction to our ETA then, I think she's quite a long way behind us. And she stopped already and they couldn't charge on that stop. This is so in the bag, it might as well be, well, in a bag, dans le sac, as they say in France. Do you really put them up your bum?
Over in the Taycan, things weren't going so well.
I'm getting a bit worried about the cold weather. It's not doing good things for our battery.
Rebecca's backseat EV guru Matt was worried that the freezing weather meant they were losing charge faster than planned, but the Porsche was all over it and automatically adjusting their charging strategy. All Matt had to do was to let go and put his faith in the Taycan software.
Oh look, the car's just asked me if I want to take a break. I am going to stop in a minute because cameraman Ollie needs a wee-wee. We've been going nearly 3 hours, so I think we've made excellent progress. I reckon my bladder is bigger than Rebecca Jackson's. You heard it here first. That's what you came to watch this video for, isn't it? That kind of consumer level advice. Right, we've been going for nearly 3 hours. I'm stopping for a very quick wee, and then we're going to hit the road again. Pit stop. What are you doing? I've got to beat Rebecca Jackson.
Now back to Rebecca. Despite her best efforts to avoid them, she ended up stopping at an expensive motorway charger, but only for a quick 4.5 minute charge at a rapid 270 kilowatts, which gives her 20% more range. But can she catch me up?
It will get us to the cheaper place. We got a bit of fresh air, we stretched our legs, and we can feel a bit of power. Because we've got to have fun as well, right? Can't just be a slave to the chargers and the range. But now we will be sensible.
X7 update. We're 280 miles in. We've been going for 3.5 hours. We're stopping for lunch. I've still got over half a tank. I've still got 361 miles of diesel, but I haven't got a McChicken sandwich meal. Give me the golden arches.
We're driving into Trentham Gardens, which is not a service centre, it is a shopping village, and I'm completely in the wrong lane. So we are going to charge here. It's busy, which is not ideal. However, I'm feeling optimistic. We have a lovely place to stop here. The charging is a little bit cheaper than the last place, about half the price. How fast is the charger?
250 kilowatts. You're going to have to leave your bottom stuck out quite a fair way.
Okay, I don't normally like to do that.
Rebecca's going to think I'm being really unhealthy at having our McDonald's, but look, I've got sludge.
Right, we've just had lunch. It took 25 minutes. We could have spent more time at lunch, I think, because the Taycan's only got 165 miles of range in it. It needs 180. So, yeah, it's adding 6 miles a minute. And they are about 30 minutes behind us anyway. So I think we've got this one in the bag. So I've stopped for a little, not stopped, I've just not left yet. Got a little slightly unhealthy post-lunch snack. We've gone bougie. It's Christmas. It's time for a Terry's chocolate orange. And not the one with the popping candy in that you get me every year for Christmas. Dad, sorry, I'm grateful. Let's destroy Rebecca Jackson.
Later.
9 months on from independence, Mugabe's longtime rival, Joshua Nkomo, remains bitter.
Hello. Your lunch took quite a long time, didn't it?
The car was ready before we were. We were on charge for 20 minutes. Really, to go to the toilet, order your food, sit down, unless you're absolutely scoffing it down.
That's the break that really I think is about right.
So you were only stopped for 20 minutes in total?
25 minutes?
40 minutes.
40 minutes?
And I will confess, I was stalking your charging progress on the Porsche app. If I was being a real bastard, I could have pressed the stop charging button in the app, but I didn't.
Oh!
I had that power. I could have also honked your horn. Our ETA is currently 20 minutes to 5, and I don't think we're going to need to stop again unless I need a wee.
I'm going to need to have another little snack before we get down to Motorpoint Portsmouth.
So what's your current ETA then, or is it a secret?
Just a little bit after 5:30.
Okay, you won't be too far behind, I don't think. I have got to go and fill up my tank of diesel to the brim before we stop the clock. Bon voyage, all the best. You're losing.
And you, cheerio for now.
Bye.
Little update. Now we are just south of Oxford, so we've got about an hour and a half to go. We've driven all the way down from Glasgow to where we are now, and I haven't told you how much horsepower I'm playing with. So it's the entry-level Taycan. It goes all the way up to the Turbo GT, which has 1,093 horsepower. That actually makes the number for this one seem small now in comparison, but it's still quite a big number. There's 435 horsepower and it weighs a whopping 2.2 tonne, but it's able to hustle that body from 0 to 60 in 4.8 seconds. Despite its weight, it has very good positioning on the road. I really love the steering wheel weight and how easy it is to go through the corners and the bends. It's definitely got that Porsche pedigree running through its veins. I really don't feel bedraggled like I've been driving for hours and hours and hours. I actually still feel quite refreshed. I am feeling great, and so are my passengers. Bravo, Porsche.
We've made it! We are rolling into the warm bosom of Motorpoint Portsmouth. We have done 448 miles today, and it is 4:30 in the afternoon on the dot, which I think means we've done this in about 7 hours, 40 minutes. Here we bloomin' are. The only question is, when is Rebecca Jackson going to get here in the Porsche Taycan? Will I crash into the side of the store? Can I park this 5-metre car? No, nowhere near. And how much is it going to have cost her and me, king of the diesels?
We have left our final motorway for the day and we are now driving into Portsmouth. We are almost at Motorpoint, 451 miles. Tim is already there, as we know. We have just taken a slightly more relaxed approach, shall we say? How are you feeling, team?
Bubbling with energy. I'm ready to do it again. Should we go back?
Delivery for today. We've just driven this all the way down from Scotland. You do have a customer picking it up tomorrow, right? What?
Right, we finally got to Motorpoint Portsmouth. I got here at 4:30.
And I got here at 6 o'clock.
And how much did it cost you?
£63.
Cost me 73 quid's worth of diesel, so the cost difference is marginal. You're 8 quid ahead of me, but I am almost an hour and a half ahead of you. Now, we've learned a lot of different things doing this video for you. First of which is there are lots and lots of factors, mitigating factors.
We made a choice to come off the motorway and take a little scenic route through Stoke-on-Trent.
I didn't, I just hammered it out. That is my style on a long trip, staying roughly within the speed limit. I only stopped twice, you stopped 4 times,
We stopped
didn't you?
4 times. We treated it like a mini holiday. We went and saw some Christmas decorations, had a delicious lunch. One of the highlights though for the charging was definitely 4.5 minutes to get a 20% charge.
Yeah, and that is the thing. We realised that for this video, we've picked 2 very expensive 100 grand cars that are at the top of their luxury games. That Porsche can charge faster than you can eat now, basically.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about hurrying up on my food, and then I realised, no, we're taking the holiday approach. And for all the other journeys that you do the rest of the year, if you've got a driveway, you can charge it up for a very small amount of money compared with what it costs today.
The only other thing is, I didn't have to plan it very carefully. I just put Portsmouth in the Google Maps while I was in Glasgow and just went. Whereas you had to do a bit more thinking about it.
Yes, we did have to do a bit more thinking. However, my belly also needs a little bit more refueling more often, so that worked for me.
So there we have it. The difference is really, really negligible if you're spending 100 grand on a luxury diesel or EV. Maybe we'll repeat this next year in more affordable EVs and diesel or petrol cars. Let us know in the comments if you'd rather watch paint dry, but otherwise, thank you for watching. Have a good festive season, or whenever you're watching this next year. I've just dated the video, and goodbye.
Happy Christmas.
Happy
Easter.
Christmas, Happy New Year 2027.